Okay, so hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, Fork the Forking Forkers. Me, your host, always Brian Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt, Zombie Dog. Let's skip the first one. Bill Clinton, Dykes.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
He kind of did.
That guy definitely did. We also have, sorry, Joel, Joseph Stalin DeWitt.
I was gonna say that Bill Clinton line is pretty very quaint.
Yeah.
in retrospect.
In retrospect, it's like,
Remember
tame.
that was the height of lies.
Remember when that was almost enough to get him impeached?
It did get him impeached.
Yeah, I was gonna say they just didn't kick him out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Go figure. Our rules have always been terrible.
Yep.
Just certain people know how to leverage them better. Can you tell I'm avoiding the topic of Stalin being?
Yeah, good call. We'll move right along so quickly with Ryan, Hillary Clinton, Lutons.
I'm just happy to be here with Matt.
Pokemon go to the polls.
Sorry, I was gone last week. The Titanic was sinking, and I was writing a strongly worded letter to the iceberg.
There you go.
Yep.
So this is a list of the 25 most evil people of the millennium. As I said, very right-wing list. With Bill and Hillary all the way up as high as they are.
I mean, to be fair, like, evil people... I mean, they got one right, I suppose. Stalin is pretty evil.
I mean, I skipped number one. Number one is Hitler. I just didn't want to do Hitler. So
I'm surprised that he's on that list, to be
number
fair,
two is Bill Clinton. Hitler. Bill Clinton.
So wait, Bill Clinton's more evil than Stalin, the guy
Yes.
who executed thousands of his own people.
Yep. Stalin, Pol Pot, Saddam Hussein, Manson is on there. Genghis Khan is on there. Like,
Good Lord.
Bill Clinton, number two. And it says it's a write-in, so I'm not sure what that...
He wasn't on the ballot.
Bill and Hillary were not on the ballot, but they were write-ins, and they got to 2 and 6. I skipped a lot of people because this is really terrible people. But the fact that they got to 2 and 6, I find absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
That's mad.
Isn't that great?
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I know. So
he's not even the most evil U.S. president.
I know. Number two.
Really?
And that came from an educational website, so we've worked.
What we're learning here is that .edu is not only what the actual school is, but it's also any college project where they need to use a URL.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because yikes. So I feel like the schedule of this series has been kind of all over the place. We've been doing our best to come out every single Monday. We've missed some Mondays. This last episode that we had came out on a Friday. When I was trying to get 2 done that week, that didn't happen. Trying to finish another one by tomorrow when we record, which would be after the Friday one. It's probably not going to happen today. All I can say is apologies. They're going to keep coming out as quickly as I can get them done. That's all I got. I think that's the end of my housekeeping. Oh, I will just say, like, we used to have 2 editors. Now we only have 1, which is just me. So that explains the little bit of stagnated episodes. So that's the end of my apologies. We're still doing them. We're still recording on schedule. Just my schedule for editing is slow. All right, let's get into the show.
I like to hear you apologize. Keep going.
No, I don't like it. It's not a good color on me. But I do feel bad. I hate missing episodes. I hate being behind, but what can you do? It's been a busy summer. So here we are, the season 3 finale and the season 4 part 1 and part 2. They did not air as one episode this time, but they're still Girl from Arizona part 1 and literally Girl from Arizona part 2. So we're still going to talk about them as one episode. And I think, like, having watched them makes a lot of sense to talk them as one episode. Kind of works out.
I think that's we always find that though with that season opening, the 2 part. It's difficult just to talk about one half of it because they're usually all quite connected together.
Yeah, I just think the other, like, the season 3 opener still aired as one episode. The season 4 did not. So that's the slight difference. But that's fine. We're still going to talk about like that because it's still one story for an episode. Yeah. But we are really getting into the final push here of The Good Place. We are now, we have our plan. We are going to take new people, run them through the same scenario that the Brainy Bunch went through, see if we can repeat the experiment. Some little caveats came in that are going to make it a little bit more difficult on our group, as in the bad place gets to pick who is going through this system. And man, do they have some choices. They pick someone to fork with everyone. And a nice little old lady.
Before we get to her, I really appreciate being back in the good place.
I do too. Yep.
And
Me too.
And I love how they've recontextualized everything.
Mhm.
The Brainy Bunch being the outside observers and the string pullers adds a nice new wrinkle to it.
It does. And not having the demons as everybody, just having little Janet babies is kind of like a fun little twist.
Janet and Derek babies.
Yes. Derek with his lovely martini glass full of olives.
Or an onion.
Or an onion.
Or little pickle.
Or a lemon. I
Or
think
he just
there's
had a lemon
in
at
there
one
as
point.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a lemon.
Little pickles.
It's absolutely great. But here we go. So we've met our people, and we got the first guy we meet is John, who is a like TMZ, like paparazzi, like shirt spewer. Like he just finds a loose thread on some celebrity and just pulls as hard as he can to just rip out everything they can, embarrass them, make them look terrible. That's his job. His number one target in life, Tahani Al-Jamil. Nuts. That's going to be a little difficult. On top of that, we have Simone. Simone is back. Everyone's favorite Simone. I'm not a big fan of Simone in the afterlife. She does get better, but her initial landing is a little rough. I think it works for the most part, but it's never been my favorite storyline. We'll get to that in a minute. And then we have Brent, the guy who sucks.
Oh yeah.
That's all I got.
Brent's like every sort of like CEO who entitled piece of shit.
Yeah, like the definition of guy who fucking was born on third base and says he hit a triple. Like, just that's our guy.
Great.
I mean, as Ellen describes it, born on third base, thinks he invented the game of baseball or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the quote right. I couldn't get it. But yeah, the guy, I'm forgetting his name right now. The guy who plays Brent crushes this role. He is so good. You hate him. He makes you legit hate him, but he's so good at it. He is funny the whole way through. I like everybody in their roles for what they are. They still annoy me as like somebody who's invested in these characters. I'm very annoyed for these characters, but taking that step back and just like watching the show, these guys are great. They are just, and it's tough. If you think about it, like we're in season 4. We're going into season 4. This is the end, and we're not shifting focus, but we're kind of shifting focus onto new people. Not an easy thing to pull off, and really could kind of rip the rug from a lot of fans and be like, but I want the Brainy Bunch. That's what I'm here for. And they're like, well, they're here, but they're focusing on this. So we kind of have to focus on this too. Not an easy thing to pull off. And I think they, by and large, do a really good job.
Yeah, it's the good place, the new class, or you know.
Yeah. And
Is that Saved by the Bell?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saved by the Bell is like the new class or something. And then it's like, the original Good Place cast are now the teachers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all right because I'm saved by Derek.
But this episode kicks off with Michael's panic attack. That's where we last left them. Michael completely flipping the fork out, not knowing what he's going to do. And I was going to say Chidi has to step up. Nope. Eleanor has to step up. And she has to introduce herself as the architect.
Yep.
We're going to get way more into this in the next episode of the only person who could save the universe is a girl from Arizona. We're going to get into that. But we start right here. And it's one of those things where, did any of you call it out that he was lying, that he could do it?
I think when I was watching it, I was watching Ted Danson, and the dude is a genius because he can make subtle things seem realistic. I think I knew when he was sitting in the corner and he was just observing. Like I was like, he did this on purpose. So
yeah.
But right there I was like, what's going on with him? Like he's I don't know, but when he was sitting in the corner, I'm like, he's doing this on purpose.
I did buy it. I'm like, okay, yeah, he freaked out. I mean, I get it. Why wouldn't he freak out? His whole job was to torture everything for the rest of existence, and now he's trying to do the exact opposite. Not torture, save everything for existence, like in existence. Like that's quite a character shift. I could understand him having a total meltdown. So like I
Well,
bought it.
especially with his character shift. Like
Yeah.
that's just what makes Ted Danson such a great actor is the believability of what's going through Michael.
Yeah. And but I love that moment. I love her having to step up, and I love her being the architect. Eleanor as the architect is absolutely fantastic.
I think like even when he does get called out on it, there is still a bit in my head where he's like, I was thinking, did he still actually have a freak out? And he's now just going, yeah, I planned this out.
Yeah, that's
But-
kind of how I read that scene too.
But I can't. This is the thing, like I can't really remember much of the fourth season, so I could be totally wrong, or
I'm
or it might
confused.
just
You
not
didn't
come
watch
up again.
these.
Yeah.
You didn't watch these again in advance of recording today?
No. I mean, like the whole of season 4,
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah,
I have seen it before, but I've only like seen it once or something, and like it didn't really stick in my head much. The last episode did. So
Last episode's
what's nice
amazing.
about that is just like the stuff that like I'm seeing now and I'm going, oh, this is great. It's almost like watching it again from scratch, because there's a lot of stuff that like I'd totally forgotten about, and then like comes back and I go, oh yeah, that was really
Ye-
good.
Yeah, that's the thing about rewatching a lot of these shows is like, yeah, you got your favorite show and you start sort of picking apart at the seams and noticing every little nuance, right? So could just be with me only seeing this the first time. I didn't catch it, but
Well, now you just watch it a whole bunch more times. If
Probably
you want, I
not.
guess. I've watched this show quite a few times. I'll probably keep watching. We're done with this thing. Although I did just start rewatching Venture Brothers, so I got to finish all that again. So
Yes,
You
it's
know,
on Netflix. I'm on season 2.
yeah, only 3 seasons on Netflix. What the fork, Netflix? There's 7.
I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter after I'm done with
7
my
on a movie.
Yeah. Ooh. Um. Anyhow, let's kind of get into this thing a little bit. So everyone starts getting introduced, and they have to try to figure out the cheaty of it all. Kind of a shirty move, if you will, by the bad place. Shocker, I'm sure, to send Simone. But either way, there is something there. As soon as Simone sees Cheaty, the entire experiment is cooked. They had a relationship. Really, if she sees any of them, like
Yeah.
she knows who they are. This won't work. Kind of a bummer, but because this was such a crappy move, they agree at this point, or the judge agrees to wipe her memory of everything predating, everything that postdates meeting Cheaty. So at least she will not remember who they are. That still leaves Cheaty in a very weird position, though, because he still has to try to somehow figure out how to help her guide through the afterlife, but he still has "she's my ex," like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
What I like
and
about
it's-
this, what I think works so well with this is the way that Chidi comes up with the plan is like, you're gonna have to erase my memory, and like Eleanor's like, no, we can. There must be something else, and it's like the fact that Chidi is saying this is the only way. You know for a fact that it is the only way because of the amount that Chidi overthinks everything. Like there is no other scenario possible because he will have already have spent all that time overthinking everything to the nth degree.
I was gonna say, for a history of a character who had an impossible time making the smallest of choices, he call it growing or whatever. He seems to be comfortable making choices once he's been able to go through like the whole loop of thinking about every conceivable way, right?
I would argue just a little bit that he doesn't consistently make choices that are like accurate until he finally admits his feelings for Eleanor and they end up together. Once they're together, suddenly his mind is clear and he's making every choice.
Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense.
Like
Yeah.
they don't really ever put the nail on that, but if you kind of time it out, it's like as soon as they're together, he's making choices. We go back to that episode where they had the balloon that was going to take them to the good place and they had to stand on that little wait to see if they're their best self. I think Sheedy is actually at his best self once he ends up with Eleanor.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like a lot of the storm in his head seems to have kind of gone away, which unfortunately leads to this he's right decision, but oof. Like what a possibly tough decision.
Well,
Um,
what's interesting with the character is like the fact that he's making the decision. That's it. Like he made a decision.
Yeah.
And that's, for Chidi to sit here and go through, variables X, Y, and Z, he realized that no, in order for this to go forward, I have to make this choice. And he does, and it's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Really quick before we start moving to the next one, is the old lady found out in this episode or in the next one?
I think it's the next one.
It's the next one.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because they had to try to figure out what to do with Linda, and they keep asking her like what she wants, and she's like, "Is there a fitness center nearby?"
Can I have a mint?
Do you want to
The
go
thing
any
is that
higher?
the fact
No, I'll
that
just
this-
take a peppermint.
The fact that this old lady asked if there's a fitness center nearby
Should have been the biggest
Yeah.
clue.
Take away that it's I'm going to the gym, guy.
Where is your shirt? I think it's in the skin suit.
Oh, I love that guy. Bad news, guys. I've been going to the gym a lot. All right. Anything else we need to hit in this one before we kind of move to the next thing? He gets wiped. Oh, we have some great lines from Eleanor. They do have. Okay, I will say this. Again, as much as I'm fine with it because everything makes sense, I'm not a huge fan of the taking a step back to where we were. Hold on 1 second. Apologize to everybody who had that white noise over my voice throughout the entirety of this thing. I'd forgotten to turn off a fan.
How dare you? I didn't hear a single thing.
Great.
No, I didn't either.
Okay, well, hopefully none of it picked up. If it did, I apologize. Anyhow, it just be a
Oh, okay, sorry.
over everything I'm saying. Not a huge fan of them doing the reset on Chidi and Eleanor again. As
What-
much as I'm fine because it
It's
does make
the
sense in the
third
story.
time now, is it?
Mhm.
And it's just it is a bit. Yeah,
It-
see, I
it's-
hadn't really thought of it like that, but yeah, because it's the third time, and it is almost like it's better written.
Yes,
But it
this is the
it
best
goes-
of all of them.
It goes back around to that sort of like, okay, we need to put pause on this storyline because we need to get to here, but we've got to do a load of other things first. And
I
it just
think
kind of go back to that, and their relationship is always the kind of things like, oh wait, we need to put a pause on it at the moment, and it's
what I feel about their relationship is, it's something that, you're rooting for these people all the time, but are they really destined to be together? Do they need to be, are they true soulmates because of all the times that they keep getting reset? What I feel differently about this one, and I kind of want to bounce back to Brian, is the fact that Michael knows it, and he made the clip show. And that clip show, that is the first time you really see emotion out of these two, where you really feel like you're rooting for these people, but like you're like, dang, these people are making tough choices, but they're doing it out of love, and you really feel it this episode.
Yeah,
I love the like just after that clip show, and Eleanor's basically says like, "Oh, that was a great movie. That woman was hot."
this is great.
I'm
it's
with you
like
guys on.
that sort of like bit of levity while she's crying though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's still doing
we're-
that deflection.
We're in a sad moment, but the comedy gets reined back in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joel, you were saying?
That's okay. I agree with the reset. It feels like one too far. Like it would kind of be like in The Office if Jim and Pam got that back together and then broke them up.
Why are
at
we
the end of
talking
the
about
same
that
season.
stupid show? Sorry.
You're the only one who
Excuse you.
doesn't like it. That's why. Yeah,
Excuse you?
excuse you.
Yeah.
But like this show has done a great job at this point of sort of redoing things, but in clever and new ways that make them feel fresh. This doesn't feel as fresh. Like
Right.
this feels like treading the same ground. Also, I didn't love the montage at the end.
Oh, you did?
It felt
Both heartless.
It felt a
I
little.
mean, I was just
tiny-
gonna say, is that because you're dead inside, Joel?
Well,
I mean,
let him speak. Let him speak.
irrespective of that. That whole time, it's like, yeah, these are a bunch of sweet moments, and I'm feeling things, but also this feels a little bit manipulative. Like it felt like a little tad bit too heavy-handed.
Thought that too.
For
I
my
really
feelings.
did.
Do you think
yeah.
it was kind of like one of those? We're trying to give you a cookie because we're repeating a storyline, sort of thing. Like we know we're doing it. Look at how great it's been. Like it'll be there again.
Yeah, it didn't leave me with a good feeling. Like I'm happy to like feel bad in the show, but this felt less like, naturally born and more like I want to really hammer home that you guys were joyfully happy before we strip it all away. Like, it was just like a little too far for me.
What I do really like about the sequence, though, is when the video ends and you see Michael. It's a really great shot, and it's Michael just sort of standing in the distance, almost like a specter,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like ready to take it away. And it's just, there was just something about that shot. I was like thinking, that's a really good composed shot, because you've got like the happiness kind of disappearing, and then behind in the distance you have the sort of force that's going to take it all away.
I was gonna say it's like the Grim Reaper being like, okay, it's time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Just tapping
I
the watch.
really liked the way that it was done.
No, I agree. All right. So with that in mind, let's move into season 4. The end of the road. We've got a great ride to get there. We have still not gotten to my favorite quote of the entire show. We're not going to for a while. It's in like the third to last episode, I want to say, but we're finally in the ballpark of it, and I'm very excited for when we get there. But we're gonna kick off season 4 first with Girl from Arizona's part 1 and 2's. Bracing my verbal fuck up there. Fork up or almost. I can't wait till we do the next show and I can actually swear again.
Or are you going to be so used to not swearing that it's just going to keep going?
I mean, no, because
It would be.
Because I'm here.
no, yeah,
It wouldn't be the same show.
and we've also been pretty freaking horrible at it this entire show.
yeah.
But we've tried. The
Because
effort
I'm here.
again, Matt. Anyhow,
Yeah, we cut down swearing by 75%.
I actually think we probably did, but it's
Yeah.
still not we're still rated R in the
Well,
in the MPAA scale. We're still forked.
I mean, Matt is a good 20 of the remaining 25%.
Very true. He's
I was gonna say that, like, I'm the sort of like the missing 50% of that. I am the 25%. It's like you three have just
All
stopped,
represent.
and I just like raised the bar high. It's like, well, they're gonna not start. Well, I'm just gonna say cunt every episode.
And there it is. Anyhow,
Yeah.
so on to season 4. I knew it was coming at some point. We kick off the season 4 with one of my favorite moments of the entire run of the show, which is the dueling amp up speech. We have Michael trying to get the Brainy Bunch up and ready to go. We got our great experiment, and then we got Sean in the bad place getting his demons ready to go. And as those speech are dueling,
It's
so good.
It's so perfect. That editing is brilliant.
Especially when they we have so and so can do this. We have so and so can do this. They get to Michael. We have Jason, who can. It just walks away. And just it ends with there's no problem we can't solve. There's no problem we can't create. It sets the tone for season 4 in such an absolutely beautiful way. And then to bring the whole thing home with let's sing the official Bad Place song. 1877 cars for kids.
That was not a jingle I recognized.
Really?
No.
Maybe it was an LA
I didn't
thing.
recognize it either.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Like maybe it's an LA thing then, and it was like a local joke, because that jingle is an absolute travesty. And when you hear it, it never goes away. So as soon as they did
Cars
that,
for Kids does not sound like a good thing.
oh, it is. It actually is a pretty good organization, at least on its face. I've never looked into it, but the plan is you donate cars, they take the money that they get from the cars and they do it for they turn it into money for kids. It's supposedly
Oh, I thought they were taking cars and giving them to kids, because that's not a good idea.
No, it's like a fundraising thing, from what I understand. I've never looked into it beyond the commercial, though. So if I'm entirely wrong, so be it. But here we are. So we have to start making this plan work, which involves Eleanor channeling her best inner demon. Luckily, she's a girl from Arizona. It's there. So she has to run this thing much like Michael did. She has to use some of his plans that made it a good place, but also kind of not. She's got a really tough job ahead of her. On the flip side, Jason basically gets to hang out and try to figure out if he can start his relationship with Janet. Not going too great. Tahani is there. And Chidi is, I feel really bad for Tani. She does not have a lot to do in the front half of the show. Chidi is dealing with the fact that he's now new Chidi again, which I guess
That-
that's easy for him. He's
that
just
that goes
himself.
back to, and I forget if we mentioned it, like him being the new fourth member of the group that needs to improve, right?
Well,
Well,
that
that's-
starts
that
when they
part yet.
kick out when they
Yeah.
kick out what's her name?
Linda.
Sorry.
Linda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Linda.
jumped ahead. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
but we're basically there anyway. So they have to start trying to figure out like how to help these people work. Like Brent, that's a problem. We don't know what to do with Brent. Chidi, we know what to do with, so we can deal with Chidi. But how are we going to help John and how are we going to help Linda? And
With Chidi though, I like his house and like the fact that he can summon books like
Yeah.
Thor's hammer. Like,
Yeah.
and it leads to a fantastic joke later on, and it might be in the second part as well or something.
yeah, I think he calls it from like not his house, and then it takes forever to show up. It's conk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I guess it's not working. Then like has a full on scene, and then like the scene ends. Eleanor or whoever he's talking to walks away, and then the book jumps, hits him in the head.
Yep. That's in part 2, but I couldn't stop laughing at this part.
That was
just,
so good.
just because of the way Chidi goes down, like he just sells it.
It's such a good moment. I do love like the thing that I really just want to bring up. I love Eleanor trying to show off the good place, specifically to Linda. Like, you can have anything you want. Janet, can I have an elephant made out of pure light that tells us secrets of the universe? Like, one of the funniest, like, just the concept is hilarious. And then she shows up, Shirley Temple killed JFK. Jesus.
What I love about Janet in this episode is that like she is more than just an assistant at this point. She's an architect herself of the good place, and she is the thread keeping everything together since she was the one that created all of this. And so every wish that's being asked is like strain on her, and then Eleanor keeps on producing these asinine
Yeah.
concepts like a river of popcorn.
Yeah. But Janet, I would
I
actually
love-
go a
I
step
love how
further.
I-
Janet's almost a god at this point. Like, she's creating life, she's creating a world, like she's creating atmosphere. Like,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also love how Janet is literally like she's almost like at a wit's end throughout the entire episode as well.
Oh yeah.
It's just-
Mhm.
Well, keeping everything running looks like it doesn't look like she has enough RAM. I'm not sure if she needs RAM. I don't know how Janet's work, but I think she needs to expand memory a little bit.
It's like I think it's in the second part where she's like banging about how it's like I'm so concerned, and Brent won't stop asking me for a sandwich or something like that as well.
It was like a club sandwich or something dumb.
He's got a car.
Well, another thing I really like in this episode is I like the rivalry between Jason and Derek. Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a very like it's clearly like a C story in this thing, but I'm also like it provides a lot of very good levity. Like,
we get a really great scene as well with Jason and Mindy Sinclair as well.
oh, when they have to kill Derek.
Yeah, but
Oh
it's like
my
even just
that's-
before that, where like she asked him something, and it's like about that was it the Darth Vader's what did she describe it as the big sort of like black obelisk thing that's in her living room now as well.
Oh shoot! What? That was on my short list for lines too. Oh god, I can't remember.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
My personal part of or favorite part with Derek is when he's sitting outside. He goes, "I like these butts. I like that butt and that butt and that butt and that butt. I made all these butts."
That was pretty good. I mean, I for me, it's him eating glass. You
Yeah.
cross
Oh,
the
yeah.
Rubicon now. Honestly, like Jason Mendoza was everywhere for a while there, and now he's not as much. And I had thought for sure I would be like, good, we got a break. He was everywhere, and now I'm just kind of missing him. Like his brand of manic comedy was a joy. I guess
Well,
I
even
still have
as
How Does This
e-
Get Made? I can keep listening to that. He's still there.
I mean, even in the group, he's used sparingly enough while being part of the main ensemble, where it's like they're targeted shots each
Yeah.
time that he comes in with a joke, and they always land.
Yeah.
So him being removed, I don't like the way they isolated him from everybody else. I don't think that suits him well.
No, but we'll get there. Derek has plenty of moments to shine in this season. Some real good ones. All right, should we start moving through some of the people? We haven't really talked much John or Brent, or even really Simone for that matter. Simone goes through it hard in these first couple episodes. Simone is too smart for her own good, and is seeing the afterlife as her brain saying goodbye to being alive. These are all the final neurons firing, and this is what she's experiencing. Nothing can sway her at all from this until eventually Chidi, he eventually takes care of that.
Yeah.
But
I like how Chidi does that as well. It's really sort of like clever the way he kind of, because he goes at it, he attacks it like as a philosophical thing as well, and it's perfect, and then you kind of see like why they were so good together as a couple as well.
Yeah. Which was nice to see, like, because it kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier with him and Eleanor. When he has what he perceives to be a soulmate, his mind quiets. Like, it's not something the show really ever talks about, but there is something kind of like, for a show that's so philosophical, it's nice to see it there, even represented like this, of like, some people are better when they're with someone else. And like, it's not a codependency thing. That's just like, they allow me to be my best self. And Chidi really exemplifies that in kind of a nice way that they don't like hold the magnifying glass up too much like they do with like the rest of the philosophy, which I'm fine with. That's not a complaint. But it's nice to see a different side of that as well. The one who makes absolutely no progress in this whatsoever is Brent. Brent still just sucks throughout the entire thing. He hears about Janet and immediately assumes Janet is his personal assistant, which is just making her life, which is already incredibly difficult, as we said before, even worse. Because it's never like Brent needs something important. He'll just call and go, Perrier. Like, he just wants his water.
You know, I don't understand the hate. He's just trying to get to the best place.
See, it's that stuff that makes it not too annoying. Where
Right.
like it's the day-to-day life like on Earth stuff is terrible and really frustrating. But the way he bends the good place and then just things like, wait, this is the good place. There has to be a gooder place than this where I belong.
I like as well how he's like, he gets called out. He says something that's like, that's not racist though. I'm an equal opportunity offender. And it's like, yeah, you're a racist.
Wasn't like I'm the furthest thing from racist. My dentist was black.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
something like that.
My goodness.
I might as well just said, I walked past a black person on the street once.
I didn't cross the street. I walked right past them. See, I'm not racist. Okay.
God, he is terrible.
They have that whole scheme where they try to make him realize that like he's a bad person.
Oh, but like reliving the plan that Michael had of like, we're gonna show like you don't belong here. Yes.
Yeah.
But even before that plan, there was a section where they were having people go on stage and explain what their life was like, and the person in front of
them, what they did as well to get to the
like the person in front of them saved all the
bees. Was it
the bees? It was two different things. Just she started with one that was like the
bees with teeth,
penis bees.
I think we might be mixing something up.
Oh, I did.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm getting. She saved all of something though.
But yeah, it goes back to what you said, Brian. Like they redo the whole giant shrimp in the sky, all the bad things you've done in the good place, screwing up and showing this evidence, and that turn of you thinking that he actually has a change of heart, and it goes from I'm causing this, there's something wrong here. There has to be something better than this. I wouldn't share the afterlife with all these losers. Where are all my friends at? And dorm or buddies from college and stuff. It's like
where's PJ and Squee? Like, sorry, I went full Brett Kavanaugh there.
Where's White Guillermo?
Guillermo.
That was it. I knew there was one. I was trying to remember, like I was there's a racial one as well.
That's the one.
There always is.
There always is. Yeah, so Brent is not doing great. At the same time, John's not doing quite as bad as Brent, but he's still just like he's not he's not understanding that he was a scumbag. Like he's in the good place and he's happy to be there. Like, look at me, I'm great. Like I did everything right on Earth and now here I am. And that's basically it. And he doesn't really see Tahani as like a foil or someone that would have ever disliked him because it was his job. He was just doing his job. Why would you have a problem with that? And
Mhm.
Tahani's like, you made my life hell. Could you acknowledge that? No, I'm good. And the actor again crushes it. Like just that perfect level. Like you could feel like that's a paparazzi guy. Like there you go.
Mhm.
That's him.
Yeah.
And he
He's
does
like
a great-
even interested in the hot goss, because like there's that thing of like, you know, the hot crazy celebrity hookup that he asks Janet about, and it's
Yeah.
like Drake and Ruth
Ba-
Bader Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. And then you
And
find
then you
out
find out that
Tahani's the one
it's
that
Tahani, isn't it?
she played matchmaker for him. Yeah.
Drake and Ruth Bader Ginsburg's. Oh, to be alive again.
Another great moment of them doing a full loop on a joke.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one. All right. And then what have we missed in this? Oh, should we go back to the Janet and not Janet, the Mindy St. Clair and Jason killing Derek scene?
Oh my god.
I don't
it's
think we
so
quite
good.
got to that. So Derek is annoying the fork out of Jason with his whole like, I made these things with your girlfriend. Like, look at
Yeah.
not a girlfriend. And they are going nuts. So Jason's plan is to kill him.
Uh-huh.
This is his version of a Molotov cocktail. And he has to ask Mindy St. Clair how to do it. And Mindy St. Clair is so on board. Like she's so ready to kill Derek again. And it's so like her selling of this scene is just great. As Jason, you can tell, is actually a little on the fence. Like he wants to do it because Derek's annoying the crap out of him. But at the same time, like also like it's murder. And just like, I do not care. I do it all the time. Like, she's just so
And
ready
it's
to
like,
go.
did you say something that she's done like 500,000 times or something like that?
He's been rebooted way more than Janet ever was, and I
Yeah.
find that hysterical. Like,
Well, yeah, because every time he gets smarter. So
yeah, but he
It's
started so far back though. He's got
Yeah.
a ways.
that, well, not only that, but like he's still very emotionally stunted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like he's got all this weird intelligence stuff, but also his communication is very juvenile. So it's like the opposite of Janet, where it's like she's been rebooted a handful of times, but she's had so much exposure to people that it's humanized her. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
he has this all built up knowledge and his idea of class, but
and
still
he's,
being
all he's been exposed to is Mindy St. Clair as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
not humanity's best.
No.
But I love it.
Very
They're getting ready to
medium.
push the plunger. They're gonna take him out, and he shows up doing the standard what you do when you're a Janet-ish thing, and you have to beg for your life before they do it. Just Mindy, wait. Oh,
It's you. You don't have the guts to do this. And then Jason's like, yeah, I do.
Mindy
What I love
hits it.
about that is Mindy's laugh.
Mindy
Just after-
loses it.
Just like,
She just loves watching him die. Like, it's hard to believe how much I could have missed a pretty side character, but I really missed Mindy St. Clair in season 3. She's so great. Like, they use her just enough, but man, when they use her, she's phenomenal.
And I think what she loves about Derek is that everything is so mundane and samey in the medium place. So like rebooting him for funsies, or even just seeing how he's going to evolve to next, I bet that brings a little spice into her life,
Oh yeah, he is very
into her
not
afterlife.
medium. I don't know
Yeah.
what he would be. He's not medium. He's not good. He's definitely not bad.
Chaotic neutral. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that is.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. I think John
I
would
guess
approve to
she
that.
must have used up all that cocaine that she got as well. Like there was only like
She
a
used
bag
that
full.
in an hour. She
Yeah.
can't die
Yeah.
again.
That's true. She even
Uh,
didn't she have Derek snorting some of it off of a butt as well?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they went forking nuts. So
That
this
was
is
one
where we finally
wild
get the reveal of this is where we get the reveal of Linda, is after they kill Derek, and Derek, I have been Derek.
Attention, I have been Derek.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like Derek has been meat or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they start losing it. They're gonna
Murder has been me. That was
That's
it. I
it.
had written
murder
down
has been
somewhere.
there. We go. Yeah.
Okay.
Murder has been me.
So they're gonna figure out how are they gonna start fixing things. they're going to go back to flying. They're going to have people fly. They go up to Linda, who's hovering like a foot off the ground.
Do you want to fly any higher?
I'm
No.
good.
Can we get you anything? I'll take a peppermint.
So they eventually push too hard. They push Jim Guy's ability to think on the spot, which, granted, I'm going to throw out there. If you have to pick a demon from the bad place to impersonate someone for an entirety of an experiment, why send the Jim Guy? Like, send Vicky. Vicky gets into her roles. Vicky would have been a great Linda. But instead, they send Jim Guy, who cannot think on his toes, only thinks about the gym, and when gets pushed too far, just clocks Eleanor right in the nose.
I mean, the guy who like admitted that he'd said that he's going to the gym about 90 odd times or something on the first first attempt.
Hell, send Glenn. Glenn would have been better. He wouldn't have been great, but he would have been better than the gym guy. Either way, so Linda punches Eleanor in the nose.
Everyone.
And they figure out, that's it's Chris is his name. I found out. I took notes. How about that? So Chris gets.
Oh yeah, we get his name, don't we?
Yeah, Chris gets found out.
I didn't write that down.
I mean, we did get it when he was introduced as her soulmate. This is your soulmate, Chris. But then I forgot it instantly after that and didn't remember till literally right now, even though I wrote this down last week when I watched the episode. Either way, Chris is found out. Chris is punted back to the bad place. Judge rules, all right, no more meddling in this nonsense, you pesky bad place folks. We're going to start from here. This is where we're starting off. No more fourth person. Chidi is the fourth. He's going through the system again. Kind of makes sense to get his brain wiped anyways. And we're off. There we go.
Yeah. And the judge is not happy because she's just started Deadwood.
God damn it, Matt!
I'm glad that Matt did it. Every time Ryan gets super mad that somebody mentions a quote, I'm happy.
Yeah, she needs a daily dose of Timothy Oliphant.
Son of a bitch.
The week you weren't here, we were like, what line would we have said that Ryan would have screamed at us for talking? But yeah.
Yeah, that was good fun last week, trying to guess what line it was.
So after this, we have we already talked about the scene where they try to go through like the how were you on Earth, and we have the Brent having to make tea time because no golfing makes daddy cranky.
Yes.
He is the worst.
I hate that line so much. I just wanted to punch him so much.
Oh my God.
Let Chris punch him.
Yeah, right?
I go for it.
Eleanor snaps again. Like now Eleanor has been pushed as far as she possibly can. You think about in like time, it's been a few days, probably at most, before she was in Janet's void having a crisis of who am I? And now here she is trying to run an experiment in the bad place to determine what happens to people when they die for all of eternity. Like, talk about pressure. It gets her a little bit and nothing's going right. It gets the Brainy Bunch too, which I actually think is a pretty fair thing to have happen. Like, things aren't going right. Existence is on the line. Do we need a new quarterback? Like, I understand that thought process. Maybe make sure she's not around before you talk about her. They kind of flubbed up there a little bit, but I understand that thought process. Like, it kind of seems like one of those, like, check in. Yeah. Oh no, Eleanor's still great. Yeah, we're going to keep Eleanor, but you need to have that thought process to just kind of like mental flush, like get these negative thoughts out of here.
And none of them were really mean about it. It was all very like thoughtful and kind in a way where it's like they love her and they don't want to hurt her. They would go with her if they felt confident that she could turn it around. It's just she is at her low point and she doesn't even know she can turn
even that.
around.
I felt like Tahani was like very genuine and sincere, and you don't get that a lot from her. So like her apology was like, this is good. I like this. But I like how they were talking about the stats. Like when we started, he had a 9% chance of succeeding, and now we're down to 7.1.
But I like that they let her, like it doesn't hang too long. Like this could have been in a lesser show. This could have been like the season arc of like Eleanor constantly has problems and the gang is not believing in her. Like that could have been there. And they get it done in one episode. Like that's just like a momentary like freak out for everyone. It's like, okay, reset the batteries. We can do this.
I was gonna say like I think even one full episode of this would have been too much.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a side note of the entire story, that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
It's a side note and it's believable. Like it works.
Right.
So it's one of the things that the show's really good at. Like, ever since like season 1 started off doing that kind of thing where it's like, well, we've got to have the season finale. There's like, they find out they're in the bad place. So it became a little bit of this like, oh, what's going to happen this week? Oh, who's going to find out that Eleanor shouldn't be here this week?
Mm.
And then like since then on, the series has done a great job of like, don't get too comfortable because we're just going to pull the rug out of you every single time. And every single time they pull that rug out from under you, it's just like, oh my God, that's fantastic. There's never really been that sort of rug pull where you go, oh, it's a weird way that they're going with that now. It's always like, oh my God, I can't believe that, like, I started to think that this was the show, and then all of a sudden it's something different again.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the show work so well, is the fact that it is a smart comedy. It is a philosophical show. It doesn't pull any punches in terms of humor, but it's always willing to flip the script to keep people guessing. It's not your average sitcom. It's something that you really have to be vested into the characters to try to figure out what is going to be the end game. And we're in it now because we're in season 4.
And we got to bring this thing home at a certain point. So things are kind of wrapping up. We do have to button up one last thing, which is a bit of a bummer. Janet can't stay with Jason and do her job. It bites.
Mm-hmm.
I think she knows that eventually, once things get settled, she'd like to be with Jason. But the fact of the matter is, there's priorities, and he can't be one while she's doing this. If you're trying to help the entirety of existence, you can't smooch your boyfriend for fun. Like, it's just like the time just isn't there, and it's kind of a bummer. And not to pile on, but Jacksonville cut Blake Bortles.
Man, she ripped out his heart and then stepped on it. Man.
She stomped on it. Not just stepped on it, she stomped on it multiple times.
I'm glad it came from her, though.
I am too. And that was great. And then, like, is it with Tahani, where he has to tell her what happened?
So,
like, I didn't even tell you the Blake Bortles part. Oh, poor Jason. But at the same time, love is in the dumps everywhere right now, as trying to fix Simone's constant freakouts of, this is my brain just firing all neurons. We didn't really talk about it much, but she's just kind of annoying throughout the episode. Yeah, she's in a coma. Like, not my favorite part of the first 2 episodes. It's why I didn't bring it up that much. Like, I get what she's there for, but it's never a scene of comedy. It almost feels like it's like putting the brakes on comedy.
But but I think it needed to be done because we know her as this very smart person, and so to see her with her doing what she's doing, knocking over cake, pushing people in the pool, dressing like an extravagant, weird person, it's great because then that's how Chidi is able to connect with her, and I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
I agree with that. What kind of struggle? It's very unlike her, the version of her we know. Like that. That's the struggle and what puts things to a screeching halt. I do agree, Ryan. It opens the door for Chidi to be like,
tap into her smarts because she is smart.
Well, and he gets to the point where, like, even if this is all fate and you're just dying, like, that doesn't harm anything to be nice. Like,
And he's using the philosophy to get that point across as well. Like, when he puts his finger in her frozen yogurt, and he's like, well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because, like you said, nothing's real. So why does this bother you now? And he's using that kind of that philosophy angle as well by attacking what she thinks is happening from another philosophical angle. And I think it's a really good way of, like, sort of snapping her out of that.
It turns the behavior on its head back at her and makes it personal, which probably helps cut through it.
And I think, like, you see this look on her face where she's like, okay, maybe I have been a bit of a dick, and, like, if these are real people, I do kind of feel bad about that now.
Yeah.
And it's really subtly done as well, because it's just kind of like it's not a line of dialogue necessarily, it's just like the look on her face.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, fair point. That's it. But you can kind of see that sort of guilt in there, in that look.
And it's another scene that works, like, really well.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that we didn't get, it might be someone's quote, so I'm just going to leave it for right now. So this is it. We're on rails. We have our plan. Everyone's in place. We've gotten rid of Linda. John's going to be working with Tahani. They can try to figure that out. Simone is now with Chidi, who they think they're soulmates, but now they can start moving. Brent's still a bit of a wild card, but now we know like his problems, and we know that he's trying to get into the best place. So hopefully by pretending to be a good person, that will eventually just turn into habit and he'll start doing it on his own. But it's not a great plan, but at least we left him on low on a burner. We're making some progress. Here we go. And that's pretty much where this thing ends. They kind of do like their little powwow. They have the wonderful moment of like, well, we're very sorry. And like, well, we all know what Chidi gave up. Dat Ash. And tries to get a high five from Jason, who's bumming. Still like, I know you're sad. You got to give me a high five. Right? That's the code. High five. Jason is always there to just brighten everyone's day. I love Jason so much. Anything else I missed in these episodes? Beyond everything I missed in this episode. These things were super packed. I know we missed something that you probably wanted to hear. I apologize. That's all I got. Look at that, Ryan. I apologize multiple times in one episode. How about that?
Made it entertaining.
Only in passing, but old lady buff guy flying through the air like Superman and just pummeling everybody.
And then one of them just like goes flying into the wall
into
behind
the wall.
him.
Yeah.
And there's, like, the
I was
crack
not
marks
expecting
and
that, and then it just
because you did that, and I didn't catch anything that was wrong. I was like, what the hell is happening? It's really
so
bewildering.
Good. All right, should we move into quotes?
I'm gonna bow out because I have to go somewhere. So, yeah, have fun.
We'll say your quotes first then.
Oh no, I'll do one, and it's when it's in That Girl from Arizona, and oh gosh, oh god, I gotta find it now. I wasn't planning on doing this, but Michael is talking to Jason, and he's telling him, you know, maybe you shouldn't act on impulse, and Jason goes, "I wish somebody on Earth would have told me not to do that," and Michael goes, "Lots of people did, mostly judges." So that's it. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.
All right, bye, Ryan.
Bye.
All right, we'll finish up quotes here. I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna go with the first episode, which was Pandemonium. I don't think we ever actually even said the name of the episode. Oh, okay. So my quote for this one was when Eleanor's having her freak out after they're breaking up, and she starts deflecting with like, the girl in that movie was hot, and Chidi trying to bring it back to this serious moment. They're about to say goodbye for a long time. He's like, I know you're just deflecting with jokes about your looks, but, and she immediately cuts him off with, it's not a joke. I'm a legit snack.
Yeah. The way the writers have such great way with words for her to basically say the same thing over and over about how she's an attractive woman. Writing continues to be impeccable.
It's so funny. She's not wrong. She's a great looking woman, but it's the confidence makes it absolutely hysterical. Like
the line delivery is brilliant through the tears as well.
Oh yeah,
legit snack.
All right, Matt, what about you?
So this experiment, we're going to pull it off, no question. If we don't, though, would there be any way you could grab Eleanor, Tahani, Chidi, and Jason, bring them into your void before the judge sends them to the bad place? I mean, we do have a binding agreement with the judge, and also I almost exploded last time, so I'm going to say no. Totally get it. Also, doesn't matter because we're going to pull this off. But hypothetically, if we didn't, could you maybe clone all of us so that the bad place actually takes the clones and then we escape back to Earth? No, Michael. I know you're scared, but we really only have one option here. Success. Perfect. It's my favorite number of options. 1.
All right, Joel, you get to go with 2.
The bad place continues to be a wonderful repository of very juvenile insults here, and they're talking about the contest more or less, and he says, what's that thing you humans say when you're playing chess and you trap your opponent into an unstable position? Oh right, eat butt, you ding-dongs. Like all of the terrible, crass, mean stuff, and it's always like playground insults. I love it.
It makes it that much worse. Like,
yes. Yeah, it's like, okay, now I feel like a child again.
Yeah, like
at all.
like imagine like Tim Walz is out there like, you know what I got to say to JD Vance? Eat butt, you ding dong. Like it'd be amazing.
I mean,
Oh.
that should be in his next speech.
It really should.
Every day for him should be that ice cream shop.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Because we have one less person, I'm gonna steal one more line
Sure.
read here, but we'll do this together. In the words of the man that I love, I got you, dog.
That's great. God, she's the best. All right, what's your girl from Arizona's quote?
All right. I think this is when they're trying to figure out how to manage Simone.
Mhm.
We need someone authoritative and reassuring, like Nelson Mandela or Sir Patrick Stewart, or really any of my old racquetball partners would do. Oh, I know who it should be. If you say Blake Bortles, I'm gonna slap you a lot. just Eleanor on the verge of snapping is
Specifically with Jason, because she has slapped Jason. We've seen it.
Yeah. It's a very special thing.
It is. All right, Matt, what do you got?
So many quotes.
Well, start with one.
I'm going to do one, but then there's going to have to be like multiple ones.
That's fine.
It's from the judge. If you so much as breathe on this experiment again, I will restart the entire thing from scratch, and then I will personally rip off your eyelids and make you watch heartwarming videos of soldiers returning home to their dogs.
I think the show must have done a number to my algorithm somehow, because lately I have seen videos of soldiers coming home to their children and stuff like that. My computer or phone heard that at some point.
That's absolutely hilarious.
It's too wholesome. Stop it.
So like Matt, I have a whole bunch. But I'm gonna go with the one that got a legit like almost like spit take out of me the first time I heard it, because this was on my list. This might be in my list at the end of the season. I'm not sure yet. It's a one-off line. It comes from a being made of pure light that only tells secrets about the universe, and it's like the end tag of a scene. Stonehenge was a sex thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
So out of left field.
It's true as well.
I loved it. Like that's great. Just absolutely great. I had backups.
I've got so many backups.
Give me some of your backups, because I'm looking at some like
I think you look great. Professional, serious, a proper team leader. It does make me feel authoritative, like that chick from Law and Order. Well, boys, looks like we got ourselves an SVU. I've never seen the show.
My backup was more of like it was more of a heart punch. And like I almost wanted to go with it, but it was such a good moment of when Eleanor and Chidi are having their thing where she tells him that Simone is his soulmate. At the end of it, he stands up, he's like, I never fell in love. Just ow on Eleanor.
Yeah.
Like oof. And just she swallows it. I know. Like
yeah. Yeah. There was one from Pandemonium that was a little more on the sweet side, but I wish he had more time together. Oh, time means nothing. Jeremy, bear me, baby. We'll just get through this, and then you and I can chill out in the dot of the eye forever.
That's very sweet.
I like that one. We need to bust them open like a piñata. We tried that in The Bad Place. The goo that comes out doesn't taste as good as candy. No, dude, metaphor. I mean, there's
goo.
one in this. Yeah, it's just the use of the word goo.
And candy. It makes me think of like, I'm sure they got it now still, but there was those old candies where it was just like a tube of gooey sugar.
Oh yeah,
take out.
I used to love those.
Yeah.
I do like the bit. I do like the bit with Brent as well, where it's like, oh, a secretary, great, and John's like, not a secretary. Fine, executive assistant. Here we go with all the terms we got to learn right. Vice President of Helping, Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like Michael's like, oh, I'm not part of this.
I wrote down a lot of Brent quotes, but all of them, they're so long for you to get all of it there.
Yeah, I mean, like
Michael had the best part of that with the I'm not part of this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's the cap on that where he sort of looks at Michael and is like, "Oh, I'm not part of this." I found the Mindy one, and it's bad enough you guys have taken over my house for you, and I've had to move into the attic, but now I have to walk in to find Darth Vader's turd in the middle of my living room. I mean, what is this? No time to explain. Also, I kind of forgot.
Oh man.
I've got one here. It's a little long, but I think it's a really great quote because it's really good for the like.
All right, we'll finish up with that
building
one.
people.
All right.
When I started this experiment, I thought, 4 broken bird brains. Who will believe everything I tell them? This will be a breeze. You beat me in 3 months. Okay, fine, I thought. A fluke. You then beat me 800 more times. Because human beings, it turns out, are weird. And I will never truly understand what it's like to be one. This is a job for a human. One who's tough, but also empathetic and has a big heart. And a world-class bullshit detector. You think you can't do this? Eleanor, you're the only one who can do this. Like it or not, the only one who can save humanity is a girl from Arizona. But everything I do blows up in my face. I'm like a hot, blonde, wily coyote. That's true. About you making lots of mistakes, not the thing where you sexualized a cartoon.
At this point, should he even be surprised that she's sexualizing cartoons? She sexualizes everything.
I mean, what was the eagle, the Muppet Eagle?
Sam
yeah,
Eagle.
Sam the Eagle. She loves
Sam the Eagle.
Like, she has a type.
And it apparently is animated.
Yeah. Hey man.
All puppets.
I'm not judging. Like what you like. All right, that's it. I think we've done it. It's a bit of a longer episode because we had to cover kind of 3 episodes. But here we are, season 4. Not a whole bunch left, which is kind of sad in a way, but also kind of great.
Yeah.
Because the
We've
rest
got
of
like
this,
2 recording sessions left. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
I've enjoyed our time with this.
I have too.
I am looking forward to spooky season.
I am very much looking forward to getting back to our horror movies.
It's been nice having a break. It's been nice having a break from the violence and
the
the
constant
gore
death
and
and destruction. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, I'm looking forward to getting back to something a little bit more simple that doesn't take so long to watch and write notes for, because it's so jam packed and there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It takes so long to get through them, and it's like I just want to going back to something a bit more simple, like some teenagers die, great, lovely.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the
Johnny Depp
wrap
turned
up
into
episode.
a fountain into a bed. Like that's great. Let's just do that. That's more blood that's in a person. There's my note. But yes, Joel, the wrap-up episode for this is going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah.
It won't be that long of an episode, but us doing our notes is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
The recording session will be 3 hours long, and it will be cut down to like a nice tight 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, if it's 3 hours long, it's gonna be like 2 hours and 58 minutes. I don't have that much time to cut that much stuff out. That's why we got to keep our recordings tight. Did you not hear my disclaimer at the beginning of this episode where I said I don't have as much time to edit?
I think you edited that out.
I might have. All right. Quick round of plugs. We're gonna say goodbye. Ryan, you can catch him at the front row. Us here, everything athpod.com. Joel, what else you got?
Super GG Radio is a video game podcast about indie video games and all things adjacent. Afterthoughts podcast is the After the Hype book club. We did actually post and have closed the loop on Lord of the Rings. Very sad moment. Very sad moment that I'm reading Dune.
Yeah, Dune.
But I still have that I have read Dune shirt in its wrapping, sitting there waiting for me, taunting me. And Kelly's back to work with a commute, so I gotta go chop and start actually reading.
Oh yeah, if she's got a commute, then she's got audiobooks and she's gonna cook you. Like, whew.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got some work to do.
Yes, you do.
You've got the time.
That is true. Time is not a luxury right now, so
there we go.
it is abundant.
All right, Matt, anything to plug?
No.
Great. All right. Well, then we're gonna say bye, and we will see you next week when we start talking about Chillaxin and Tinker Tailor Demon Spy.
Oh boy,
Some good ones. I love season 4. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Bye. 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 Bye.
Go fuck yourself.